Hey guys, Kev here, and I'm ready to do my full review on the Fox Knives Suru. So this here is a loaner from my buddy Matt on Instagram. We chat a bit, and he's just a great dude, and he was willing to loan this in to me because I really wanted to check one out. I actually almost bought this exact model a couple times on drop.com. It is a drop exclusive. Basically, the exclusive part is you get M390 with an aluminum body here, but it's blue and aluminum and M390. Usually, the M390 ones, I believe, were the ones that came in carbon fiber or titanium. And then the aluminum ones were N690. So getting M390 and aluminum for around $150 was kind of a cool deal on drop. So I really wanted to check it out. And I'm so happy he sent me this because I wouldn't buy this. And he even offered this to me for like $120 or even less. And I have no use for it. And I'll get to that. So let's dive in, guys. The Fox Knives Suru. So aesthetically, you have this really good looking Voxnez design. I love Vox, guys. You have this drop point blade with this cool swedge going on right here. The giant mouse-like teardrop hole. A kind of oddly pyramid-shaped handle that goes back and down like this. A little bit of contouring here. And then you have your choils, right? It's Voxnez. Where them choils at, right? There's one right here. And there's one right here. Of course, this is a flipper. So that is in the middle there. And then you get your belly up to the tip. Plenty of belly on this guy. Very small blade. So if I compare it to a bug out, you can see there, it's pretty small, guys. It's definitely sub 3 inches. He does a lot of knives at like 2.875. I'll go ahead and compare it to the Urban EDC Supply F5.5, which is also a Vox design. I'm pretty sure this is under 3 inches, like just a touch under 3 inches. I could be wrong about that. But you know, it's not even that long. So I'm going to go ahead and guess 2.875, 2.75 on the blade, something in that range. Do I have anything else? Voxnez? No, I do not. Okay. So yeah, aesthetically, I think it's a really sexy knife. That's what drew me into it. Just the lines of this knife all around. The holes are cool. I didn't necessarily need to have the blue aluminum when I was like interested. But that was what they had for $150. And back then I wasn't ready to drop. I never bought it because I didn't want to drop $150, right? At least not like, you know, I bought the Laconico Keen instead of this because it had a lefty clip option. And that was $150. And, you know, I wasn't throwing around $300 at that time for a knife. At least not like bing, bing, bing. You know what I mean? I'd wait a month and then buy something else. Now I'm like, I have a problem. But anyway, yeah, so it wasn't the blue handles. It was the price. I would have loved the carbon fiber one. The reason why this knife is so popular is because it won Knife of the Year at Blade Show in 2019 or 18. And that was because it was the first ever carbon fiber frame lock. They literally took carbon fiber and made a frame lock out of it. You know, they had the steel insert, but it was carbon fiber. This is an aluminum frame lock. Usually you see titanium when it's a frame lock, right? Or steel. Maybe aluminum. I don't even see that very much. But never carbon fiber. And they did that, and that's what was impressive about it. And I would have loved that model, but it was like $280 or $250, and that was way out of my range at that point. So that was the reason why I liked this one, because it had M390 aluminum for $150, right? So anyway, aesthetically, really like it. Ergonomically, it's a Voxnez, guys. If I hold it back here, You know, it's a 3-finger knife. It's comfortable. There's no jimping anywhere on it, or at least not on the blade. You can hold it, but it's not great, right? And as a lefty, that clip gets you a little bit, but it's a wire clip, so it's not bad. Now, Voxnaz, you gotta choke up, right? So once I get up into this grip, I have all 4 fingers on this little guy, and it's very comfortable, guys. Again, no jimping, but I don't need it. I have full control of this small blade, and I can work with this all day, no problem. Right-handed, same thing. That clip, right-handed, bites in a little more, but again, wire clip, not a huge deal. You got to have a clip, so you just get used to it. Left-handed, again, that clip gets me a little on this finger right here, but you just get used to it. I think it would be a hot spot over time, right on the tip of my middle finger there on that clip, but I don't know. So ergos are good for a small knife, right? Action on this guy. So this is where it really falls short for me and why I don't want it. Because I like most things about it. The action just doesn't do it for me. So left-handed, I can use the flipper all day. No problem. Flip, 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 right? If I try to do the Spidey flick, I can't because of the lock bar. And this is one of those knives that is super susceptible to lock bar pressure. So I have to get up onto the pivot and then try not to. And I don't have a clip to hold on to. Like, god damn. I can't do it. Is this locked up? Yeah, this happened to me earlier. This knife is completely locked up right now. Jesus. All right, let me try it again without that. I think because I'm putting pressure down with my thumb, it's like doing something and locking it up completely. There. So anyway, very freaking hard to middle finger flick left-handed. Thumb flick, I can kind of do it, but again, I have no clip to hang on to, and it's aluminum, and it's super slippery, so it's very uncomfortable, and you feel like you're going to drop the knife. So honestly, as a left-handed person, flipper only on this guy. That's all I can tell you. If you really love this knife and you're left-handed, you're only going to be able to use the flipper. Unless you get lucky or whatever, right? Right-handed, flipper. And this is where another problem comes in. This slippery-ass aluminum makes it really hard to get into this lock bar and push it out of the way. I always kind of slip off of it, and it's very hard to disengage, honestly. Like, reliably. I do not want to do this over and over because I'm really just jamming my thumb in there. I mean, there were points where I couldn't even disengage it because I had a little sweat on my hands, and it's just so slippery. But yeah, so you can do the flipper, and then you have room here on the clip to hold on to, right? And then you can, it's locked up again. I don't know what that is. There. Like, it's even hard to Spidey flick right-handed. It's just not a fun knife to fidget with. And that could be this example maybe is worse than others. I'm not right-handed, so maybe you have better luck, but it's not very fidget-friendly either way, in my opinion. And again, could be this example, but that's what I'm reviewing. So the action is just a really big miss for me, guys. It does have bearings in there. I think I switched them to ceramic because they came with brass caged steel bearings, and I swapped it to ceramic, I believe. Watch my disassembly video to be sure, but I think I did that. I'll always do that for people. Just why not? I have extra bearings, and you want ceramic over steel. Unless somebody knows a reason why not to, let me know. But it does not have some great drop shot action. I think I got it mostly centered. And blade play, none. So I got it dialed in pretty good, but it's not super drop shutty. So action, big miss for me, guys. Cutting, it's a Vox design. It looks cool, like I said. It comes down to a decent edge on this M390. It's probably like 20 thousandths, something like that. So not terrible, but not great. My biggest kind of gripe with it is it's just all belly, which is good for certain things, but I don't know. For other things, it's just kind of like I like a bit of straight edge occasionally, and it's really small and it's just all belly. So it comes down to what your tasks are, and like just for regular EDC, yeah, it's probably fine because you're just gonna poke stuff and slice stuff. But I would prefer a little more straight edge. That's why I really love the this sheep's foot blade on the F5. It just gives you so much more versatility with the blade, at least in my opinion. So cutting is good, but you're limited by that blade shape a little bit. It does have a full flat grind, stone wash blade, sorry, and I'll show you the markings real quick. Fox design here, or Fox logo, and then you have Vox and his bomb. You have M390 and Maniago, Italy on this side over here, and that's it, right? So yeah, that's cutting. Sounds, it comes out, it closes, nothing special. It's not bad, it's just not good. Right in the middle there, guys. I get a lot of those, but right in the middle. All right, so we did aesthetics, ergos, cutting, action, sounds, carry. So you do have this deep carry clip, and if you're right-handed, this is great, no problem. It's not heavy, it's not light either. You'd think it'd be lighter for aluminum. It's got a little weight to it. I mean, it's still probably only 3 ounces, but still, for a little guy like this with holes all over it, I thought it would be lighter. Wire clip is good. It goes most of the way to the butt edge. It's deep carry. I mean, it's fine. You got a little pecker here, but it's a flipper. It's what you get. If you're left-handed, you got the flipper tab. The detent is strong enough on this guy. That is one thing I should note in the positive category for action. Detent's good on this example, of course. But, yeah, left-handed, I basically just carried this in my back left pocket. Made the most sense that way. Got it. I have to two-hand it to flick it. Yeah, so carry's okay. Especially for a righty, it's good. For a lefty, it's just, it's whatever. Just carry it in your fifth pocket or something. I don't know if it would fit. But back left for me. Value. $150, M390, aluminum frame lock. That all sounds good to me. I thought this was a value until I got it, and I there's some things I just don't like. The action, like that's a huge thing, is action. It's basically useless to me. Like, I can't really fidget with this unless I want to just sit here and use the flipper tab. So, no, the value is not good. Like, but I get why they're selling it for that. It makes sense material-wise. So pricing makes sense material-wise. Execution-wise, for me personally, does not at all. Recommendations? None. I do not recommend this knife to anybody. Unless you're like a collect-em-all Vox guy. Or I just have a terrible example here. Okay. But it just doesn't, it falls short in a lot of categories because of the frame lock pressure issues, and how small it is, and then it doesn't even have the greatest cutting edge or blade shape for use. I don't know. I just don't see where this falls into many people's categories of usefulness. I don't know, but it's cool. It looks good. So that's up to you, but I don't recommend it to anybody, especially lefties. Stay away, guys. If you're like me and you're lefty and you thought this was cool, just stay away. I recommend that. But yeah, guys, that is the Fox Knives Suru. I apologize. This was not a very positive one. But I try to give my honest feedback on the example I have. It does have some positives. But all in all, it's a pretty big miss for me. Leftability on this guy is a 0 or a 1. All the way at the bottom of the scale. It's very difficult for me to even say anything positive left-handed for this knife. So, but I get knives are made for right-handed people. That's fine. But yeah, it just doesn't work for a lefty. So that's it, guys. I really appreciate Matt for sending this my way. If there's anybody out there who wants to buy this knife after I just roasted it, he is selling it for like 110, 120 bucks. For that price, if you think it's worth a shot, you're getting him 390. I don't know. But I'm not going to sit here and sell it to you guys. I would not pay that. Point blank. So I wouldn't even pay the $100 if he offered it. So I really appreciate it, Matt. Love you, man. And I love you guys so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I will catch you later.